Hi everyone. Now we are going to see about the concept of mobile computing architecture in mobile computing. So what is meant by mobile computing? Mobile computing is a technology that allows the transmission of data, voice, video without having to be connected to a fixed physical link. So this is the definition for the mobile computing. So, what is architecture in mobile computing? Which means the architecture refers to it defines the various layers between the user application interfaces, devices, and network hardware. Let us go inside our lecture. So, first, the introduction of mobile computing architecture. So in the transaction processing environment, there is a transaction processing monitor which have a software which uses the different resources and databases. It provides the function of queuing, application execution, database stages, etc. As the economical growth, this transaction processing is converted to the two-tier architecture that is called client-server architecture. It uses the centralized server-based technology and move on to the next stage as the network-centric mobile architecture which uses the three-tier architecture. So what is this three-tier architecture? The first tier or the first layer is the user interface or presentation tiers. This presentation tier is deals with the user facing device handling and rendering, and it includes the user system interface where the user services reside. And the second layer that or second tier is called as the application tier or process management layer. Here, the business logics and rules are executed. It capable of accommodating hundreds of users or thousands of users or more than that. It controls the transactions, and the asynchronous queuing is used to ensure the reliable completion of the transaction. And the third tier is called as the database management layer or data tier. For the database access and for the database designs, it provides the increased performance, flexibility, maintainability, reusability, scalability, and while hiding the complexity of the distributed processing from the user. This is the architecture of a three-tier architecture of the mobile computing architecture. It is tier 1 presentation tier, and the tier 2 is application tier, and tier 3 is the data tier. So as we mentioned before, there are three tiers: presentation tier, application tier, and data tier. To have access with the network, an application called the web browser is required, such as Internet Explorer, Mozilla, Chrome, etc., to access these types of informations in our system. So this is the complete architecture of a mobile computing architecture. So which consists of the presentation layer, application layer, and data layer. That is in presentation tier, it consists of the different types of browsers and servers, and architecture tier, it deals with some information exchanges, and with the data tier, it totally deals with the database. So first tier, that is the presentation tier. So it is the first tier. It has the layers of agents of applications and the systems. The applications run on the client device and offer all the user interfaces. Responsible for presenting the informations to the user is mainly in the hand of the presentation tiers. The human uses the audio and video to receive the information from the machine. It is the complete responsibility of this tier. And it also used to help the information given to the system from the keyboard or any other input devices to the system. It also includes the web browsers. And the second tier is the application tier. It is considered as the engine of the applications because it performs all the business logics of the processing our input data or obtaining the data and making the decisions. This tier includes the technologies like CGIs, that is graphical interfaces, Java, JSP, .NET services, PHP, etc., which is deployed in the projects by using the servers such as Apaches, WebSpheres, etc. And this tier is completely responsible for the presentation, and it is database independent architecture. And the operations such as network management, security are performed using the middleware softwares. What is meant by middleware? Middleware is nothing but it is defined as the layer of software which sits in between the operating systems and the user facing softwares. This can also be defined as the software gateway that connecting the two independent open objects. So these are the different categories of the middleware. First one is the message oriented middleware, transaction processing middleware, database middleware, communication middleware, distributed object and components, transcoding middleware, ICAP, that is Internet Content Adaptation Protocol, and web services. So first one is the message oriented middleware, MOM. It used to connect the different applications to the asynchronous changes of messages, that is exchange of messages. It works over the networked environment without knowing what platform or what processor and the other applications are resident on. The message can contain the formatted data, requests for the actions or unsorted responses. It provides the message queue between the two interoperating applications. If the destination process is busy, then the message is stored in the temporary storage until it is processed. So the real example of this message queue, that is a middleware message oriented middleware, is message queue from the IBM series. Next one is the transaction processing middleware. It provides the tools and environment for developing the transaction based distribution application. It inputs the data into a system at a point of information source and output the data at the information sink. It used in that data management, network access, security systems, delivery order processing, airline reservation system, customer service, etc. It's capable of providing service to the thousands of clients in a distributed client server environment. It includes the features such as restarting the failed process and by balancing and ensuring the consistency of data. It's independent of the database architecture, and it optimizes the user of the resources by multiplexing many client functions onto a smaller set of application service routines. And this is this picture depicts the transaction processing middleware, which can control the thousands of clients and processing uh, their request and by using the application server. And the next one is Model View Controller, MVC. It is also used in the transaction processing middleware. It uses the this MVC architecture is used by the Java, which is the main example of the transaction processing middleware. It splits the applications into a layers, that is presentation, domain logic, and data access. Model, view, control. So what is model here? This model refers to the domain specific representation of an information on which the process, that is on which the applications are operates. And the domain logic manipulates and adds the meanings to the raw data, provides the special meanings to any laws. Simply nothing but it is a processing. And what is meant by view? View is responsible for rendering the model into a form suitable for an interaction and understood by the user. And what is controller? It manages the processes and responds to the events. Typically, a user may invoke the changes into the model. So this is the MVC, that is model view control. And next one is communication middleware. So communication middleware is similar to connecting one applications to the another with the help of the telnet. It used in the telecommunication world. User interface is through the telnet, a mediation server which automates the telnet protocol to communicate with the nodes connected in the networks. And the next one is distributed objects and components. The best example of this distributed object and components is CORBA, that is Common Object Request Broker Architecture. It is the open distributed computing infrastructures which is being standardized by the Object Management Group. This CORBA based programs from any vendor on almost any computer or any operating systems, programming language, and in networks can interoperate with the CORBA based program from same or another vendor. It handles the large number of clients at high rates with high reliability. The next middleware is the transcoding middleware. So by using this, it is mainly used to transcode one format of data into the another format to suit the need of the clients. To access the web pages on the phone, the HTML pages are transcoded into the WML pages so that mobile phone can access. So it is used for the content adaptations to fit the need of the devices. So content adaptation is also required to meet the network bandwidth. So it is done through the proprietary protocols only. And the next middleware is ICAP, that is Internet Content Adaptation Protocol. This content present in the internet is accessed from the different agents and different devices. It's a protocol aimed at providing simple object-based content vectoring for HTTP servers, that is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Lightweight protocol to do the transcoding on the HTTP messages. It allows the ICAP clients to pass the HTTP messages to the ICAP servers for some sort of transformation. Let us having the picturization of this ICAP. So this is the picture implementation of the ICAP. So here it refers to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 1 refers to the user agent, here client. The centrally we having the ICAP service, and that is centrally we have the ICAP client managers, and from the service how it will be connected is, first from the client device the user agent makes a request to an ICAP client for an object on an object server. The client send a request to the ICAP server. So the ICAP server execute the ICAP resource service on the request and sends the possibly modified request or a response to the request ICAP client. The client sends the request possibly different from the other devices or client's request to the original server. The origin server responds to the request, and last one, the ICAP client sends the reply to the requested client. So this is the way how the ICAP will be worked. And the next one is, what are all the service provided by this ICAP services? It's mainly for virus checking and content filtering based on the sensor rating, and local real-time advertisement insertions like televisions and wireless protocol translations, image magnifications, peer-to-peer communications or peer-to-peer compressions, encryption of the data, and many more applications or services are provided by the ICAP. And the third tier is the data tier. So this data tier is used to store the data needed by the application and act as the repository for both the temporary and permanent data. The data can be stored in any form of database or any form of a data store or database. The data can be stored in XML format for interoperability with the other systems and the data sources. So it uses the database middleware in the data tier. The database independence helps in the maintenance of the system for better assessment. It allows the business logics to be independent and transparent of the database technology and the database vendor. It runs between the application program and the database. Also, it is called as database connectors. Example for this is ODBC or JDBC. With the help of these middlewares, the applications will be able to access the data from any data source. The data source can be a text file or maybe a flat files or maybe a spreadsheets or any indexed, hierarchical, any type of XML databases, etc. So these are the three tier architecture, that is First tier is the presentation tier, second tier is the application tier, which consists of different types of middlewares, and the third tier is the data tier, which is with the help of the database middleware. So this is the mobile computing architecture. Thank you for watching this.